Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maraming salamat sa generous introduction. No? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassala ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain. Amma ba'd. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. At the outset, I wanted to express that I'm not an ustadja, no? Honestly, I'm also would like, just like the first speaker, no, kanina, I would also like to say, to qualify that we are all here could actually be an epitome in our respective domain of, say, in the family, in our respective disciplines, and in our different works and engagements, all in the service and worship of Thy Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So, supposedly, sinabi ko sa mga organizers, am I really an epitome of service to the family? However, when I was actually informed that this is a TED Talk and all in service of Allah, it is a kind of worship. So, I did accept the challenge. So, kaya ko actually yung pinakamahalagang introduction, no, kanina, disregard natin yung academic track, no, kasi lahat tayo dito, we are all capable of that. But to say also that I'm actually among the eldest, no, in a literally big family, no, hindi dahil doon sa figurative na big family, but I'm in all honesty, in modesty aside, no, I'm alhamdulillah, na all praise is to the Almighty, because I was able to survive despite all the struggles and hardships, because my parents married at relatively at a young age, and they have to survive this extremely economically competitive world, no. So isa sila doon sa mga struggling na couple na kailangan nilang i-survive, itaguyod yung mga anak nila. No, and to also, no, gusto kong i-outline yung aking i-share sa inyo sinasabing pwede niyong kapulutan ng aral. No? Kung ano man, whatever you find beneficial to my sharing and perspective is all because of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and whatever I could not fulfill and as something wrong or something that is to ear, then that is mine alone. So let's start. The first thing that I wanted to share is that service to family is a form of ibadah. It's a form of worship. Secondly is that service to our family is a source of inner peace. In this world of chaos, no, we could always be challenged with different fitna or corruption, different kinds of wrongdoings. And it's only our family. That is why there's always a wisdom na wala naman sigurong pinanganak na walang mga magulang. And lastly, service to our family is actually a form of servant leadership. Because in Islam, now at the outset, I would like to say that all Islamic values, no, because we have our non-Muslim brothers and sisters here, that we are conducting this sort of conference if only to actually show that, like the rest of humanity, Muslims, men and women, are also just like you, striving to profess and to be of service and to worship our one true God. So this is a kind of a testimony, no, taliwas doon sa pinapakita sa mainstream media that Islam is a violent religion, that Islam is actually the exact opposite of what its adherents are actually showing to the world. So I would like to say that this is actually a form of an alternative discourse, okay, a media, a discourse wherein all of us, not just the Muslims, but non-Muslims here, thank you so much for your time, for coming to learn from us, so that you could also be, in a way, kung ano man yung mga tanong nyo sa isip ninyo about Islam, that would all also be shared by the rest of the speakers. Mamaya we have equally very interesting na mga speakers. We will all from this, inshallah. And so I would like to start is actually as a Muslim woman, isa sa mga epitome ko ng sasabihin kong service to the family is one of the daughters of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is actually Fatima, no? Kung saan all throughout her life she actually served, no, his parents, that's the prophet, no? Yung Nabi at saka yung kanyang ina, no? Which is Khadija. And ano po yun? This is not just because I'm isang Muslim, si Fatima, no, is pwedeng maging epitome ko lang. But actually, the rest of you, why? What are the characteristics that I would attest to, no, Fatima? First and foremost is that her being, say, sabihin natin na pagiging obedient. Minsan sa atin dito, no, nakakalimutan natin, probably because of our exposure to a lot of modernization, no, values. I would not say I would not like to discuss the externalities of modernization, because that is another thing. But I would like to emphasize that napakarami pong mga sabihin nating Western values or imported values. Hindi lang po mga goods and services yung na-import sa atin sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo, but including values. And they would say for the West that you have to be yourself, be confident, something like that. And to tantamount actually to just putting the liberation, the authority to yourself alone. No, nakakalimutan natin na bilang isang unang-una, bago tayo naging someone in the society, bago tayo naging profesor, bago tayo naging isang lawyer, bago tayo naging isang engineer, ay naging isang anak muna tayo. And we will always be that way. We'll always be daughters and sons of our parents. Okay? And that is why, isa sa masasabi ko na pwede kong i-impart sa inyo is that whatever, no, always be humble, that kahit saan man kayo, kumbaga, kahit anumang achievement, no, ang inyong makuha is that always be grateful to your parents. Because it is only through their sacrifices that you were able to achieve that. No? Kaya naman, there's always what we call, I don't want to use the term economic payback time. No, but it's actually a sort of you wanted to express, no, your gratefulness to your Lord through your parents, through the service to your parents and to your siblings, to your family. No? And kung hindi natin, if we are on that path, then we could always be a service to our community. No? Isa ito sa mga excesses ng ating modern society that we are always, no, we try to say na we abuse the liberty, yung kalayaan natin sa ating sarili, that we no longer respect parental authority. No, because we believe na, well, I have my rights. You know, human rights, no, are actually embedded in Islam. But it's just hurting that somehow because of that what you call this, no, blanket definition in the Western conception of human rights, that individualism is being abused right now by the youth just so because they have universal human rights. Take note that freedom is never absolute, right? The government could actually curtail. Pwede po kayong ipakulong ng gobyerno once you do harm to other people. And that is morality, supposedly, in the legal laws that we have in the country. Sadly, nakakalimutan natin na yung mga sabihin nating natututunan natin sa mga schools, the mainstream school that we have, no? Lagi to sa akin, I'd like to share, that's why service to family is also a source of inner peace, because every time, you know, I'm in a discipline where it's very secular, and somehow, no, yung mga knowledge na makukuha natin would be contradictory even to our values, no? Like sabihin natin na because I'm a political science student, and sometimes, so you would tend to forget that everything comes and goes, no? That there's always dynamism. Well, that is good, but at the same time, there are certain values which remains, no, to be constant, because that is something that you need in order to survive, in order to be sane in this very chaotic, very unorganized, very insecure world, no? And so, what I'm saying is that in your quest for knowledge, you always have to go back to the teachings of your faith. No? If you're a Muslim, the teachings of the Quran, and if you belong to other faith, the core demands or the core principles of your faith. and if you go back to that, no, the religion, the morality in us would actually be instruments of collective peace. We don't need to have peace forum. We don't need to have a lot of money that is supposedly for the improvement of our community but spent in a 5-star hotel, going a lot of dialogues, etc. No, I'm not of course discrediting the efforts being made right now, but what I'm saying is that nakakalimutan natin yung ating responsibilidad first and foremost in the family. That take note that it is the family that makes up the community makes up a nation, and it's the nation that makes up humanity. Now, in Islam, we have the concept of ummah, and that's actually humanity. No, in the mainstream discourse, if you wanted to say that. And to actually kill, no, someone, a part of your family, the ummah, it's as if you kill the whole of humanity. But if you do justice, if you are just to your fellow, that is actually doing good. No, you're being part of humanity. That is also giving justice to humanity. No? So, yun yung pinaka-importanteng sigurong perspective that I wanted to share, being a daughter in a family that strives to balance, no, the knowledge that we get from the mainstream education that we have right now, which is full of excesses, no? Full of challenging times, no? Full of, shall we say, very problematic situations. Say, for example, wag na tayong lumayo. We know that there are a lot of social issues social dilemmas confronting our society today. No? Kaya, tumbukin ko na, why do the youth, for example, young people are being drawn to drug addiction? It's because nakakalimutan na, no? Probably they have a problem in their respective family. So kailangan po nating balikan yun. If you do have problem, you do not resort to your peers, no? To this social temptations na sinasabi nila. No? But you have to go back. You have to secure counseling to your respective family. No? And in return, that is a way of service. Because you see, service is not just supposedly na pinaglilingkuran mo sila. But being a good sons and daughters is a form of service. That being actually, no, passing your grades in school, no, being an honest student is actually service to your parents. Pag say, common na siya because I'm handling CWTS and I would like to I'm always emphasizing this in my students. Okay, when I say that we have to contribute something, do not actually, imbis nga mag-discount mo sa inyong parents, tabangan ninyo siya, nga i-raise to siya nga amount, ang inyo ha is i-double ninyo. Do not be like a businessman-minded, no? Yun ata talaga ang nagagawa na pag matalino tayo ng economics, no? Nag-aano tayo, joke lang. Anyways, yung sinasabi din nila, no, na it is always a way of trying to really serve, no, thy Almighty, no, our Lord, that we always have to bear in mind that whatever we learn from school, we also apply it, no, to our homes. No? So, and vice versa. Kung ano man yung, I believe na yung pinaka-primary laboratory natin where we learn our social values, our morals, is actually in the family. No? So, being the eldest, I always have to stay calm and do sabar. No? Yung kanina, yung be patient. Kasi, titingnan ka ng mga I must admit, no? May Allah subhanallah wa ta'ala forgive me, but sometimes ang hirap talaga, no, yung sabar kapag yung mga younger siblings mo would really somehow makikita mo na ito parang lalaki tong sotel or parang hindi nagfa-follow sa magulang, hindi nagfa-follow sa ate, something like that, no? Merong yung sinasabi natin, kaya sinasabi ko na meron tayong sinasabing contradictions doon sa mainstream na mga values na natutunan natin sa class, and also the wisdom of our moral values applied in the family. Kasi yun nga, para sasabihin natin, bakit sinasabi sa school equality? Kahit mama ka or papa ka, ako naman, anak mo lang ako, but I have my human rights, I have my equality. Lagi kong narinig yun sa akin na parang, wow, pilosopong tasyo lang. Pero, the truth is that, and this is not just true, in Islam, but it's a universal value that, no, respect to authority, to parental authority has a wisdom. And that is to keep society in order. Can you imagine a society where the constituents, people, have no respect to authority? Particularly to the morality of the faith where they belong? So look at what's happening right now in the West because of the too much secularism, too much abuse of liberty, too much abuse of, shall we say, they would always say, I have my human rights. I'm confidently beautiful with the heart. And look what's happening right now, particularly among the youth. And I think that is why we're having conferences like this, is exactly to give you an avenue where you could somehow reflect. Even if like say katulgon ko, but then you would realize na nagkakaroon ka din ng perspective. Somehow that gives you a thought to ponder on. If you are asking for a non-corrupt, a just, and a peaceful society, remember this. Am I just? Maraming salamat po.